I'm gonna get people howling that I'm doing this. Why are you killing the plants? Hey guys, I'm getting ready to build another living wreath, and we have done this a couple of times in the past, in past videos. We did one on how to build a wreath out of succulents, and the other on how to build a wreath out of living herbs. We will link both of those down below, but tonight I'm gonna make one out of lady's mantle. This is Alchemilla mollis. It's one of my favorite perennials to use out in the garden. I love the texture and the shape of the foliage and the shape of the plant, and I think these little 4-inch size plants will work out perfect. And I am going to construct this wreath just a little bit different than the ones I have in the past, just because on these wreath forms they have this like little ring of metal around the center in the front, and that always kind of annoys me because I have to plant on the inside and the out, and it kind of just, it doesn't give me the shape that I really want. So I am going to try planting from the back and using this as the back rather than this. I think it'll work out really great. So I'm just going to take the back off, and I probably won't even use this part. So this is going to go away. So what we're left with is just kind of the planting reservoir. So when I pop these out of the pots, I can just plant them straight in, and I think it'll give me the kind of look, like really uniform. A couple of the things that I'm gonna do in my construction process of this wreath that I haven't done in the past is I'm gonna use this instant green moss. It's in a mat, and I love it. Oh, this is the front. Instant green moss mat, and it's moss that's on, let me show you. Yeah, so it's got this plastic backing, which makes it like super tough and super great for projects like this, and I can form it really, really nice to the contours of the wreath form. So I'm just gonna cut out a piece that can fit in, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of a lip around the whole edge. So I've got my wreath form lined, and I'm just going to fill the reservoir with soil and do my planting. I'm pretty brutal with the roots to get them to fit into the reservoir. They are really resilient plants, so don't be afraid to kind of manhandle them a little bit to get them to fit. They will bounce right back. I can totally see the comments I'm gonna get for this. Why are you killing the plants? Oh, it is so cute. This is so fun. It actually turned out exactly how I thought it would. And I'm going to go in, and you can see right kind of in the front here where there's overlap of moss. I'm just gonna fill this up with extra pieces of moss, and then I'm gonna use a little bit of fishing twine. I'm gonna tie it to the wreath form and cut it kind of a long piece, and then I'm just gonna wrap it around in between the plants to kind of hold everything in. Since I took the back off and I'm not gonna use it, that's how everything will stay put. Unless you could also use this on a table. Wouldn't that be pretty? Just lay this flat on a table, and you could do something like a flower arrangement in the middle or something like that. I think that would be really pretty. So I'm gonna do the moss first, and then I will get started with my fishing line. I think this roll is like a 1.5 feet by 4 feet long, and it was $19.99. So I think it's super worth the money. These actually make a really great table runner too. The wind is starting to blow really hard, and it always makes me really unsettled when that happens. It seems to happen a lot when we film in the evenings. We'll never know if we're gonna be able to get our projects done or not. All right, so the moss is done. Check it out. Love, love it. And the back is so clean. Usually when I do a wreath, I do the chunks of moss that I get wet first, and I make just a giant mess, and then it's always kind of a little bit messy. So this, I might start using this, oops, I have a little loose piece. I might start using this moss mat to do more wreaths. I love it. I did use all but like a 1x1 section of that roll of moss, I think. Let's see. Yeah, not a very big section of moss left. So now I'm gonna take my fishing line and just cut off a kind of a longish piece and tie it off to one spot right here on the wreath, and then I'm just gonna start twirling it around and tie it off at the end so that everything kind of stays put. So I'm using 6-pound test for this. The only other kind I had was a really, really heavy one, but a 30-pound actually might be a really good weight to use of the fishing line. So I'm gonna cut off a few more pieces. I didn't do it all in one big giant piece because that would have just been a little bit too much string to handle. So I'm gonna do a couple more pieces to finish it off. It's all done, and I might actually use this new method of wreath making again because everything is facing the right direction. It soothes me. It soothes me when everything looks like it's in order. So I think this would be gorgeous hanging on a fence or a door or a gate, and it would also be really pretty just laying flat on a table as a centerpiece. It's beautiful. I love it. So it took a wreath form. I think this one was a 14-inch wreath form, a roll of moss mat, soil, and 6 plants all together, and fishing line. That's it. I can't say that it is like the cheapest project you could ever do, but I think it's pretty neat. And you could use any plants that you want. That is the cool part about this. These living wreaths, you can make them look however you want them to look. So like go to town and make it you. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You are awesome. We will see you in the next video. Bye.